right, welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and I wanted to say that the Aviary episode is back. I've had to split the episode up into several sections, so you can probably watch it down below as a playlist, and it will play one episode after another. But this was recorded on September 11th, and of course it was removed by YouTube, and we're giving it another try. Here it is. It's back. Enjoy. Leave a comment.
Grant is changing the world one track at a time on Grant's Rock Warehouse.
All right, welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and we are live. I've got my co-host here, Stephen Schnee, with me. Yeah.
I thought we were recording this.
No, we're doing this live, Steve.
I would have put on more rouge if I knew we were live.
When you could have dyed your hair and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is it always says it looks like you dyed your hair? Somebody always says that, but I don't think that's true.
Somebody always says it. No. I
don't get it. But anyway, we're doing a little bit different show tonight. We are looking at the band Aviary, which everyone knows that I'm all giddy about. And if I'm going to do a show like this, well, we're really going to do it up tonight. So we'll go an hour, but we're really going to go through the whole record. And if you like Styx, you like City Boy, ELO, 10cc, this band's right up your alley. And both Steve and I are big fans. But we're going to start out with this record tonight and talk about this. You have any thoughts on this record, Steve, before we get started?
Well, first off, when I think about Aviary, when I listen to it, I'm hearing 10cc, Queen, Sparks. Mm-hmm. First time I heard them back in 79. Of course, they were totally opposite. There was totally opposite of what I was listening to at that time. It's like, ew, long hair. Must sound like Van Halen or whatever. I heard it. And I was mesmerized, but at the same time, I didn't get it. Same like with just a few years before, like about 4 years before I heard Sparks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it must have been 75 or something like that. And I just didn't get Sparks. I wasn't old enough to sort of comprehend it, whatever. But here I was, 15 years old, and I heard Aviary, and it wasn't what I was expecting, which was hard rock. And it wasn't the new wave power pop stuff that I was listening to. So I, moved on. And then when I went back to it, I discovered the absolutely monumental, out of this world beauty of this album. Yeah. And the talent of singer-songwriter Brad Love. I mean, he's Freddie Mercury with even more classical leanings. He's an incredible songwriter, and so much going on. Well, how did you get into Aviary, Grant?
Pete Pardo did an episode on Sea of Tranquility, and that's how I got turned on to it.
Okay.
So he talked about it, and I thought, my God, that's right up my alley. And then I went out and picked it up and just totally blown away.
Yeah, the CD, he's got the album cover there. The CD is available on Rock Candy, which is just a great label for stuff. No bonus tracks, but every track makes this album. It's just incredible. So instead of just talking about it, you should
listen to some.
Yeah,
so
let's listen to
this
it.
Is my concept, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you like it. There's no way I can monetize this, but we're going to play the record. We're going to talk about it. We're just going to make comments in between tracks and maybe even over the track. And I want this to be interactive with everybody watching the show. I don't know how many people have heard this record, but I freaking love this record, and I just want to share it with everybody. And let's keep it interactive. And if you like stuff, let me know. We'll bring the comments up. Let's get started. So the album, as we know, it came out in 1979. If you go on Discogs, most of the ones you're going to find on Discogs are all white label promos. I have no idea if this record ever hit the stores. But if you go on Discogs, it's like white label promo, white label promo, white label promo. It's crazy. And I want to thank the Lord for Rock Candy to put this out, because it's a wonderful, wonderful record. So anyway,
this is a record, in my opinion, that radio did not know what to do with. By this time, Queen wasn't as popular, and New Wave was starting to take over. And then this album, or this group, this pop rock group, and they were mixing prog elements. There's pure pop elements. There's so much going on this album that radio and the label, I don't think they knew what to do with it. And I think that's why it's sort of see, Rick, that's pretty incredible. I just don't think that they knew, because you think Aviary and the Hollies, I would not have put that together. But it's a great opportunity for the band. But just start playing.
We're just going to go. We're going to go. Like I said, I want to hear from everybody in the chat what you think about it. And it's a list. This is a true listening party. And you know how much I like the listening party. So let's all take this in together and talk about it as a group. Here we go. Remind me of Ghost.
I hear Queen for them still.
We forget he was the last, for he could remember as a pilot of the war and the life that was his.
It's emotionally powerful. Yeah.
So much. It's very majestic, very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And look, we have this.
It's just powerful.
Yeah, and it just kind of fades out with this. Segues.
And then
you might even say ELO definitely on this track.
Yeah, but you're just going to hear a little bit of the sparks thing that I was talking about on the next track.
Yeah. So the next track, well, I've played this. I don't think I've played Soaring on a listening party, but I've played the next track on a listening party. So far, here we go. Michael, excellent track. Killer production. I listened to this and I just can't imagine, why did this not take off? But maybe 1979 was too late.
But look at Grant. Look at this.
Yeah.
I'd say 60 to 70% of this, in my opinion, incredible CD. This is just part of my CD collection. 60 to 70% of this didn't take off, or didn't sell as well as it should have. There's something about things like they come along and they're magic and they're big and robust and completely original. And that right there can sometimes kill a band when they're original. People say, I don't want the same old crap. And a band comes along, they're not giving you the same old crap. And then people go, I want the same crap. You know, I don't know.
There's nothing else that sounds like this band.
No.
Oh, this came up in another conversation, but the Donahue CD, I've got that. I think it only came out in Japan. Anyway, we're going to keep going.
I used to like the TV show, but unfortunately his passing recently.
I do believe this is our next track, Anthem for the USA. Let's just keep going. We want to hear what you think in the chat. Let's keep it moving. We want to hear from you. So,
Well, the truthful
hope you're feeling better, Yvonne.
Yeah, Yvonne, what's up? I hope you're all right. I think this is phenomenal. Your name here, I think you may need to listen to it some more. But I can see why this probably didn't take off, because it's very, it's very quirky and, if anybody knows the band The Darkness, I swear to God, Justin Hawkins listened to this record a lot, because I see the darkness in here. I hear a lot of things in here. Go ahead.
When I listen to this Aviary album, especially this first one, you know how people are always looking for like Beatles influences and stuff, right? Because every rock band obviously had to be influenced by the Beatles, but listening to this album, the only kind of Beatles references I can pick up is like maybe they were influenced by Baby You're a Rich Man or something like that, something weird by the Beatles, something that wasn't one of the big hits, things that were very creative and stood outside sort of the Beatles typical catalog and stuff. But I'm with your name. I'm not a big fan. Like my favorite prog band is Marillion, and that's just the capital EMI stuff.
And that's not really. I guess
know,
it's prog.
I know
this is pomp.
Just like,
everybody calls this pomp.
this is pomp rock, rock. But it's glorious. I mean, I can hear little I'm a big fan of Supertramp. When I say, I can hear a little Supertramp in there, I can hear a little bit of Queen in there, 10cc. I'm not saying that these guys actually listen to them, but I'm using those artists more as reference points. Just if you like Supertramp and Cheap Trick and Queen and Sparks, you're going to like this band.
Mm-hmm. It's phenomenal, but I totally see why it didn't take off. But my God, what a great! I love this record. I can't think of any other records I might do this with other than this. Well, maybe Matthew Sweet, but it's great. So let's keep going.
Yvonne, I have problems with my head all the time. That's what people tell me.
Just don't listen to them. The next track we're going to listen to is the third track on the album, Puddles. Let us know what you think, because a lot of these tracks are all very different from each other. So, let us know what you think. This reminds me of Klaatu. This song does.
On the rain, fogging up my window, I can't see out, a feeling that I
or Small Faces, something like from Ogden's Nut
step around
Gone.
the puddles to make a point in keeping with myself.
A great next commercial.
To step around them, avoid the problems that I see. Yes, to step around them, avoid the walls ahead of me. And I don't wanna know. Well, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know how lonely I can be. So all I gotta do, so all I gotta do, so all I gotta do, so all I gotta do is step around the puddles in my way. 'Cause all of these evaporate into the mist.
A few other albums
April
too.
showers, I see her at the bus stop. I shed my fears. We take a jaunty hop. Weather's up, talking with the baker. Prices up,
Talking with the shopper.
keep it up. I'm seeing ever clearer to step around them. Avoid the problems that I see. Yes, to step around them. Avoid the walls ahead of me. And I don't wanna know. Well, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know how lonely I can get. So all I gotta do, so all I
song was a single, and this was, I think, a B-side.
Say that again. What did you say?
The first song was a single, Soaring, and this was either the A or B side of the next single.
Okay. Oh, man, that's majestic. How good is that? Come on.
I don't want to know,
But
man.
D-Rocker does agree. It does sound like The Darkness. Yeah, it does.
No,
the Gentle
Darkness
Giant.
sounds like Aviary.
Yeah, it sounds like Aviary. Did Gentle Giant have any hits? Case closed. No.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
many-
uncommercial.
Yeah. These bands could have hits in certain areas. I mean, Aviary probably were they were from Washington State. They were probably really popular in their region, but this is a band that we should have been hearing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a band that just didn't happen.
Okay. Yeah, there's two versions. There's two covers. I think the original album was this. And then they have this. I noticed on some promo copies that they put it out with this cover. Now, I don't know how widely that was used, but I'm under the impression that this is the cover, isn't it? With
That's the
band?
cover on this. I always thought that the plane was the cover.
I don't know. Who knows out there? I don't know for sure.
Or the plane is it a plane?
Or
a bird?
It's a plane with wings.
Yeah. I always thought it was that was the cover. And then when I got the CD, I thought, oh no, maybe I've been looking at the back cover this whole time,
Yeah. Well, anyway, this album's very quirky. There's all kinds of different styles on it, but it's all very Aviary. If I could be a magic man, love to stay with you, Schnee, in LA. There you go.
Yeah, I've got.
Yeah, I do agree with them being popular in the home area, just like Michael Stanley here in Cleveland. Yeah.
What about Joe Grishecki from Iron City House Rockers? That's an artist that doesn't get play. The Stompers are huge in the Boston area. Couldn't get arrested anywhere else. And this is all great music, but just didn't really connect outside their area.
What's the difference between pomp and prog besides a few letters? Well, yes sounds like prog. This sounds like pomp. I know you could probably put this in prog. There's probably some prog tendencies.
I mean, to me, pomp is like this big, bold, kitchen sink, big vocal sound, big instrumental sound. Sounds like a circus, whereas prog just sounds like a really bad train wreck that goes on for 6 or 7 minutes per song.
Go ahead, Steve, answer
okay.
that.
This was the only official Aviary release, but I will tell you that they did work on a second album that wasn't released until 20 years later, whatever. It's called Ambition. Now, they say this was supposed to be their second album, but it seems to have been recorded at the same time. So I'm thinking that these are songs that were just really well-recorded demos and labeled, they chose the album songs. It's not as big, bold, strong, but it's more musically diverse and but it's really, really fabulous. And there was also one they did a reunion album called Heartless.
Yeah, that's hard to find.
But it's really good. And then the singer Brad Love, he put out a solo album. I think this was '83, called Colors, and it's like piano, very quirky piano like this, with synthesizers added to it, but it's so musically adventurous. Then put out an album in the 2000s, and that's musically diverse and adventurous. And then he put out a solo piano album, where he does newer stuff plus songs from his past, including Soaring. And it's just all solo piano, no extra things. So the band officially only released one album during their time on the planet, but it is because of their popularity over the years, they've expanded and done other stuff.
Yeah. Landon says he believes the band shot was the U.S. cover. Yep. And the other was the short time UK cover. I think that's what it was. I think you're right there. Landon, you need your wrench. I'll get to it. Anyway, let's just keep going. Next track we're going to listen to is I Will Hear. Let's keep the musical voyage going. Let us know. Oh, it's as close as you can get. That's the next one.
When I began to love her, whoa, when I began to fall for her, I always worried that she felt alone. I tried to get closer. I did my best, I brought her all the comforts, whoa, I baked a flower path for her, but I always worried that she felt alone. I tried to get closer.
By the way, Grant.
What?
Talking about playing the music. That's why I do medleys in the CD Junkie video, just so people can hear it instead of going on for a half hour and then go.
Right.
Yeah, listen to the whole album.
This is a very headphone album. There's so much going on in all these tracks that, I mean, it's just what can I say? It's just very headphone oriented. It's pretty
Yeah,
great.
I couldn't play this on Schnee TV because it'd be in mono. You know what I mean?
Well, you
People would be
could play it
missing
in
out on all
stereo.
crazy stuff.
You can play it in stereo.
I can't know that.
You can.
I'd
I
have
told
to
you
buy
I'd
a
do it.
microphone. Yeah,
You got to have the
I have to buy
proper
a microphone.
equipment. Well,
I can't
if
afford
you, okay, all right. But I'm just saying that you can. It's not like you can't.
Yeah.
You can't, but you can. You know what I mean.
No, I
all hear
can't
things
because
that-
I don't have the proper. I don't have the right equipment.
Between this program and D-Rocker suggestions, I'm going to have to break my CD embargo and order some more new music tonight. I do believe that this is still in print on the Rock Candy site. That's where I've been buying my stuff directly from Rock Candy, just for the fact that you would think that it would take long for it to get here in the States, but no. And they don't charge anything extra for shipping. My CD
They're
embargo
great
is in place until the end of the year. Too many projects to finish up before listing the house. Oh, yeah, I'm not moving. You couldn't get me to move. Yvonne, music takes people on different roads and paths in the brain.
In the brain, yes, definitely. I'm just glad that everyone here is like way into music, you know.
Well, this is an experiment. I didn't know if this was going to work or not. So I don't know. We might do it again. Problem is I can't monetize any of these shows because you can't monetize it. Not that it really
You know what I
matters,
should do?
because I'd make so little on it. It's pennies. So it doesn't much matter.
I'll talk to some of the bands that I know, and if I think that they are up your alley, we'll discuss it, and maybe we will have like new release listening parties.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'd talk to you about it first. But.
Well, of course, no. Yeah, right. Brad has 2 other solo records. Yeah, we just talked about that.
Okay, well, I've got 3 here. Is there more? Is there more than that? Who's it, Landon? Is there more than the 3?
Yeah, Landon, there's more. I think there's just 3. It's like
I mean,
a
he could have stuff that
semi-listening
he sold
party.
online or something.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, DC, that's because you're out of your mind. Move 5 times in 11
what happens.
years now.
That's what happens when you're in the witness protection program.
Yeah, we can't. You should do what Pete just did and have channel memberships. Well, originally when I started this, I thought I'm not one to charge for this stuff. I could, but I don't think anybody'd be interested in joining a membership in the Warehaus. Maybe a one and done album listening party.
Well, see, that's how I feel about my channel. It's like, sure, I'd love to charge. I'd love not charge people, but I'd love to be able to make money so I can invest it and get a new microphone and have stereo and do all that kind of stuff. But I just don't think that anything that I do is worth people's money, you know?
I do. I think it is. Do you
What
see
the
if
stuff
you're
you
a
do is
big-
worth people's money?
I think what you do is worth it. I don't think what I do is worth it. DC, if you're a big fan of Aviary, you
better than I
have
do.
to go listen to ACT Today's Report. A little bit more edge, but great bombastic instruments and vocals and melodies. ACT Today's Report. I'm not familiar with that.